Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a primate keeper here at Naples Zoo, and I'm going to tell you about our collared lemurs. So we have two collared lemurs. One is Flo. She is just turned 6 years old, beginning of the month. And then we have Goose, who turned 4 at the end of last month. So you can tell them apart because they're different colors. So Goose is our male, and he's got a really black head. And then our female, she's got a much lighter colored head, but they both have a red collar of hair around their neck, which is why they're called collared lemurs. But they're a species of brown lemurs, so for the most part, they're just like a brown color. So we just weighed them a couple weeks ago. Flo weighs about 5.5 pounds, and then our Goose, he weighs about 4.7 pounds. So our collared lemurs are pretty special. They're one of our breeding pairs here at the zoo. So they're part of the SSP, which means that they had a special breeding recommendation from this overarching committee. So what that does is allows us to maintain the genetics of special populations, particularly for more endangered animals, which our collared lemurs are. So one of the things we do with them is we do all kinds of training to be able to tell if we think she might be pregnant, just in case we think one day she is. We can do voluntary x-ray training with her where she just stands, eats her grapes, and we take pictures. It's super not stressful for her, and it's so fun. And then they get crate trained, so we can do all kinds of visual exams with them. If they ever needed to be moved for any emergency, it allows us to do all kinds of non-stressful training with them because they just like to eat their grapes and bananas. So one of the really cool things about lemurs is they have what's called a tooth comb. So their bottom teeth actually stick like straight out at you. So if you see them, it almost looks like they're licking each other, but they're not. They're going to be using those teeth to groom their hair, groom themselves, groom other lemurs in their group. They also have what's called a grooming claw. So the second toe has a really long fingernail. It's just a nail, but it just sticks out. It's long and skinny, and they can use that to groom themselves also. Pretty nifty. One of the really cool things about these lemurs is that unlike what you think of as most lemurs as being matriarchal, our collared lemurs are actually co-dominant, which means they share that hierarchy status, and there's not as much fighting. I really hope you guys enjoy learning about our lemurs. I hope it was fun. Thanks for watching.